Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! It is just after dusk, and I, of course, am your host, Jonathan Clarke, so honored as always to be in your presence to discuss all things related to Descendants of Zombies. If you are a Descendants of Zombies super fan who has dedicated your life to Descendants of Zombies, such as yours truly, then you are welcome to hit my subscribe button. You guys are never going to believe what I've been up to this evening. I'm trying to find an adapter to plug into this retro Sega Genesis mini gaming console with over 150 games built into it. And you're saying to yourself, hey Jonathan Clarke, your house looks really fun. Do you have a homemade arcade? Well, I have the next best thing to it. I have every video game on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and I'm pretty much a loser. Before all of you guys came into my life, that's pretty much what I spent my time doing, was collecting video games, because I always wanted to follow my passion, which is something that I've always wanted to encourage you guys, whatever you feel passionate about. All I've ever wanted you guys to do is to continue to follow your passion, because once you follow your passion, you only have one life to live. And if you're passionate about Descendants of Zombies, collecting the dolls and all the merch that comes with being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, I wanted you guys to know that I've forever and always loved you, and I will continue to support you into that unforeseeable future, because we never seem to know what the future has in store. But you know something, even though we don't know what the future has in store for all of us, that's what makes the future so exciting, is because we never know what to expect next. And in the chapters of Descendants of Zombies, we have experienced a lot. We have experienced fun times where we've cried together, we've laughed together, and I got to be a part of that with each and every one of you, and I've loved every moment of it. I found this house on real estate near a soda plantation and a chemical plant, which was specifically what I wanted to find. I literally wanted to move into a house near a soda plantation and a chemical plant so I could live the zombies experience. Because how else is one supposed to record and share his thoughts with you on the Descendants of Zombies franchises, which I know means so much to a 7-year-old girl out there with all of her heart, that how can I share with you how I feel about it if I don't live the zombies experience? Now, that may have involved me moving into this house and living my life in fear of my local soda plantation or chemical plant simultaneously side by side exploding every day for the rest of my life, and recording videos for you guys, but I've had no regrets. And I've honestly had the time of my life, having the chance to profile a girl such as Freya Sky at just 15 years old. Seeing her come into this industry, I wanted to have the most beautiful conversations of all, and I wanted to celebrate Freya Sky's life and her accomplishments, because she has accomplished so much at such a young age. And I think that what we really need to take into consideration each time that we have these conversations is that she's so young, and we should find time and appreciating how she's writing such beautiful music, because she really is. She has come such a long way in such a short amount of time, and I have never felt more honored to be a part of these conversations for people who love her with all of their heart. That is something that is truly undeniable, and once you win the hearts of every fan of Descendants of Zombies, because you pretty much feel the same way, you've truly got something to be grateful for, and I've been grateful for these opportunities I've got to share in with each and every one of you and everything I've had the chance to experience. From the premiere of Zombies 4 Down in the Vampires, the Worlds Collide Tour happening the way that it did for everybody who just wanted to be a part of something special. And many of you are really excited about the upcoming Zombies Descendants Worlds Collide Tour special on Disney Plus and Disney Channel. I can confirm for you that it's going to be available on both Disney Plus and Disney Channel, because I know there are people who are always commenting every day saying, hey Jonathan Clarke, is the Descendants of Zombies movies going to be on Disney Channel or Disney Plus, because I'm not subscribed to Disney Plus. You know, a lot of stuff's happening for me. I can't really afford Disney Plus. I get that. Because I think that all of us have been meant to be a part of something special for a very long time, and you are who you are. And I think everybody deserves to be a part of something special and achieve acceptance in whatever way they achieve it. Because, you know, sometimes finding acceptance in a world that oftentimes is very difficult to achieve acceptance is very difficult for a lot of people, and you're never alone. And I think that we all come from different walks of life. We're all different in our own way, and we feel differently about Descendants of Zombies. And Descendants of Zombies allowed us the chance to be a part of something special. And that's the one thing that I will never forget these franchises for having given us the opportunity to relate to each other and feel connected and feel like we became the best of friends with fans who, just like us, were fans of Descendants of Zombies. I had the chance to become a part of something so special because you guys accepted me into your niche. This was a fan club, a fandom that you guys loved with all of your hearts. And it's very difficult to win the hearts of every girl who's ever loved Descendants and Zombies with all their heart, because over 95% of this audience are all girls, and oftentimes it's very difficult to please a girl with your content and really relate to them. But I've really had the time of my life, because somewhere out there's always somebody who supports these videos enough that they hit your subscribe button because they may have saw a hero in Freya Sky, or they saw a hero in Kylie Cantrell, and they've got to deal with a lot. Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky have to put up with a lot and deal with a lot from management and their personal lives, because Kylie Cantrell has been treated really unfair by a lot of people in her life, and she's been very vocal about that in her music. Her EP, Boy, of course, was letting us all know how she was feeling, and I really felt for Kylie Cantrell when she dropped her EP, because when her EP dropped last year, she was really trying to let us know how she felt, and she just wanted to relate relatable music. And I think that because she had the chance to release relatable music, a lot of people found time in criticizing that without ever giving much of a chance to Kylie Cantrell. But I saw the good in Kylie Cantrell, and I saw potential. I saw a girl living her dream, and I just wanted to support that, like many of you saw in Kylie Cantrell. You know, there are 7-year-old girls out there that can tell me more about how they feel about Descendants of Zombies than a critic ever could, because a critic never did want to give this one much of a chance. But I saw the potential in Descendants of Zombies. I saw something special in how it felt intriguing to a lot of you, how you felt inspired by it, and how you continuously drew inspiration from events like the Worlds Collide Tour and all these beautiful music videos that were released in relation to Descendants of Zombies. No matter if it was Chillin' Like a Villain, Rotten to the Core, which was the premiere music video for Descendants, which got over like 10 million views following its premiere. I will never forget that moment in history in 2015. We were truly a part of something special. We were waiting for this music video to premiere on YouTube over 11 years ago, and it's hard to believe that a decade has passed since then, and we've seen such beautiful music, even better music, released for Descendants of Zombies, because the vibe was kicked up a notch. Everybody fell in love with this music almost instantly, and I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't tell you that I fell in love with the music, because I saw something special in it. People referred to it as a wicked Harry Potter kind of vibe, but I think Descendants of Zombies has always and forever been placed in a category of its own, because we've all felt differently about it. It didn't really come off as a Harry Potter wicked kind of vibe to me. I think it was something really magical, and because it was something really magical, I felt more than honored to be a part of it, because you guys allowed me to be a part of it. You guys accepted me into this niche as your voice of Descendants of Zombies, which is something you've been waiting on a wish for a very long time. And I feel like I've been on a magic carpet ride, if I can steal a line from Aladdin and Jasmine and A Whole New World, which was my favorite music video from any Disney movie ever created. I think A Whole New World really puts into perspective what Descendants of Zombies has truly gone on to represent. And that's why I've always been waiting on Aladdin and Jasmine's story to be introduced to the Descendants franchise in a whole new light, because that's what we have to have the chance to experience. Stories based off Hercules and Hades, or Aladdin and Jafar's rivalry. There's so much of a chance to present new and innovative storylines with new characters that we've never seen before in these franchises. And now coming up in Descendants Spybook Wonderland, the chances of presenting us with new storylines and giving us a chance to believe in something that we necessarily have never had the chance to believe in ever before has never been more apparent or more evident. I felt so honored to touch the hearts of every fan of Descendants and Zombies, because that's all I ever wanted to do. Every single time I ever upload a video from my haunted house, which I've loved living in, to be honest with each and every one of you, because I never thought that my videos would be as intriguing as they went on to become, because I've become one of the most recognizable faces and names in the history of Descendants of Zombies. Everybody knows who Jonathan Clarke is and how he's felt about Descendants of Zombies, and how he's had a desire to want to perform with zombies on stage, dance with over 500 zombies on each side of me, or be in these action scenes for the zombies movies, because I've always wanted to don the role of a vampire slayer like Van Helsing. Van Helsing was one of my favorite movies of all time, horror sci-fi movies, since 2004. I go all the way back to the year 2004, and from the first moment I saw Hugh Jackman bring Van Helsing to life, and reading about Van Helsing in the Dracula novel, because Van Helsing was one of those underappreciated characters, because when you read Dracula for the first time ever, the characters that jumped at you were Lucy, Dracula's love, and Dracula himself. We never really took away a greater appreciation of what Van Helsing would mean to that novel. And I think that Bram Stoker did a really good job with bringing that character to life. You guys know there's been over 200 adaptations of Dracula, both online and physically released, and he's become one of the most revered characters of all time. I would have loved to have been like a vampire slayer in the Zombies franchise, just to have an encounter with Dracula and really take him on. And you're probably saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, don't you realize that Dracula could kill you? Well, I've always had an interest in vampire slaying, and You guys got to cut me some slack. I've always wanted to be a vampire slayer in the Zombies franchise and work alongside Freya Sky because I've seen so much potential in her. And even if that means I've got to get into a brawl with Dracula, I'll take myself up on the opportunity to do it. I would love to do my own stunts. You guys haven't got to worry about stunt doubles because Jonathan Clarke's got it covered. He knows what he's doing, and I think I would go on to become everybody's favorite character in the Zombies franchise, if not Zombies Descendants. And I would love to see more crossover opportunities. You know, talking about the Worlds Collide Tour special is just one way of looking at it forever and always, but I think there are so many more opportunities that are incredible opportunities that should be bestowed upon people like Freya Sky. If the girl wants to be Rapunzel in a live-action Rapunzel or lend her voice to the Tangled soundtrack, then more power to her. I would come out full of support for Freya Sky with so much love and support. I would be sitting in the front row if Freya Sky donned her voice to the Rapunzel character because Rapunzel has always been her favorite character, and it's been Ruby's favorite character for forever. I remember when Ruby was so passionate about wanting to play Rapunzel, and I think that Ruby's appreciation for life really ties into this significantly, and it's given us a greater appreciation for how much these girls have wanted to play characters like Jasmine and Alice and all these wonderful characters that have represented us for being Disney fans for forever. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've always been a fan of Disney princesses. My favorite Disney princess of all time, you guys know, has always been Aurora. I always thought that Aurora was a beautiful princess name. Jasmine was also one of my favorite characters of all time, Belle and Ariel. There have been so many iconic and beautiful Disney princesses whose stories have never really been given much of a chance to be told, but I think because they resonate with so many wonderful people, I think we've been waiting on a wish for a very long time to see these stories of these princesses told in a whole new light, and I think the opportunity to tell their stories through Descendants of Zombies has never been more beautiful than what it stands at right now, because there are millions of people who love Descendants of Zombies. Do you guys know there are over 10 million Descendants of Zombies fans, much like yourselves, who are talking amongst themselves about Descendants of Zombies every day on the phone with their best friends? They're having slumber parties, watching the entire Descendants of Zombies collections on Disney+. And that's what I love about this life, is that we never seem to have enough chances to experience Descendants of Zombies the way it's forever and always been meant to be celebrated. And I think that having the chance to celebrate these moments with so many wonderful fans and resonate with you, because all I've ever wanted to do is create relatable content. I had no idea how I was going to do it, and nor did I believe that it would have to involve me moving into a house near a soda plantation and a chemical plant. But the one thing that I've always taken away from this niche is just how incredibly supportive each and every one of you are of these videos. Because you know that a guy is just trying to relate to you, and you've heard his voice. You've seen his voice, you've heard his voice for forever, and he's been so relatable to each and every one of you. And I think that's what you guys think is so cool, is that a guy will never quit on trying to relate to each and every one of you, trying to win your hearts with how he feels about Descendants of Zombies. I wish more YouTube creators would take themselves up on the opportunity to get to know you guys and always take away a greater appreciation for this audience. And I think that's why 17 million people have hit my like button as many times as what they have and given me over 100,000 plus views in less than 1 year. It's because I've always loved creating relatable content, and I've honestly had the time of my life. You know, every single night that sun sets, I'm always thinking about you and what you guys want to get from every video that you watch here on this YouTube channel, which is why there's something here in the YouTube channel archives for everybody. There is literally something here for everybody. No matter if it's about a nerd talking about his passion for video games and how much he loves Disney princesses, there's always something here for everybody. You know, I always had a constant struggle in high school because I always had a dream of wanting to be a pro wrestler. And I say this because that's the one and only dream I ever had, is I wanted to be a pro wrestler. Every year they would pass around the yearbook, and they would have a section in the yearbook about your accomplishment, and you would have to write down what your greatest accomplishment in life would have to have been. And the only thing I ever knew was that I wanted to be a pro wrestler and go on to become WWE champion and wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania and defeat his undefeated WrestleMania streak, or become the WWE champion and remain undefeated forever and always. And then eventually I developed this passion for Disney by the time I was probably 10 years old. Ever since I could talk, I'll take it back even further than that. My mom and my grandmother always had this passion for collecting Mickey Mouse merchandise. So that would involve collecting Mickey Mouse video games, Mickey Mouse pajamas, Mickey Mouse slippers, which you guys haven't seen, but I do have a pair of Mickey Mouse slippers, and as you can get from my Mickey Mouse comforter in the back, which I've done to really liven up my videos, I've always taken away a greater appreciation for what Mickey Mouse stood for and what he always represented, and that was kindness. He represented what every 101 of the Walt Disney characters would go on to define, and that was kindness. And I've always carried with me this passion for Mickey Mouse because I've always been fond of Disney's characters and how he could bring them to life. And they all had purposes, and they all had dreams. Like, the one thing that Rapunzel was always defined for was her curiosity that goes in along with her appreciation for life. She had such an appreciation for life that I think a lot of people could have learned from. And I think that Ruby Rose Turner's appreciation for life fit this character perfectly. So if there ever was a girl to be given the opportunity to play Rapunzel other than Freya Sky, it would have to be Ruby Rose Turner. I would love to be in these board meetings or be a fly on the wall and hear what they say in these board meetings and how they make the selection for people like Tegan Croft to be an Australian actress to play Rapunzel. How do you get off with having an Australian girl play Rapunzel when you have all these girls who have worked with Disney previously who have such a desire and a passion that goes with wanting to be these characters, who have had a special place in their heart forever and always for Rapunzel? I would love to be an executive at the Disney board meetings and say, well, why don't we just call Ruby? And when somebody would ask me what I would think, I would say, well, why don't we just call Ruby? Ruby's always been passionate about Descendants and zombies and playing Rapunzel, so let's give her the opportunity and see her run away with it. Because I think there's no greater opportunity to experience a girl running away with her dream about playing such an iconic princess. And you never realize it until you give those opportunities to people like Ruby and Kylie, who have forever and always deserved it. Do I think that Kylie Control deserves more opportunity? Sure I do. And I will forever and always support a girl who's believed in Kylie Control deserving these opportunities. I will go to war for people like Kylie Control and Freya Sky every single time because I believe in them so much, and you too believe in them with all of their heart. There's nothing wrong with believing in these stars with all of your heart. I see something special in that, and I've forever and always seen the value in that. And that's why I've never wanted you guys to quit on your passions or to continue to follow them, is because you only have one life to live. And the most precious thing that you can get from my Marvel clock in the back there as part of my YouTube backdrop is that time is so precious because we never seem to know how much time we have. So because we never seem to know how much time we have, we should celebrate these moments and never ever forget them, because they are moments that are going to be written in history. Because what we are setting ourselves up to be a part of is really history with Descendants and Zombies. We've already experienced a significant amount of history, and we still have so much history to create and moments that we have yet to experience. And I've never felt more honored to share in these moments with thousands of people who have found time in hitting my subscribe button and seen the value in every video that I've ever had the honor to create. This has been so much fun for me, and given how many fans of Descendants and Zombies I've already met that have seen the value in these videos, I still got my work cut out for me, and I still have a long time at this because we still got a long way to go. This story is far from over. It's going to go beyond Wicked Wonderland. So because it's going to go beyond Wicked Wonderland, and there's an extensive library of characters who have yet and forever and always remained to see their introduction into these franchises, it gives us something to believe in more than ever before. And it's really hard for me to believe that I can talk about Descendants of Zombies so quickly, like rapid fire, but it's because I know everything there is to know about Descendants of Zombies, and I see the value in what you guys have appreciated, and I just wanted to be a part of something special. And Descendants of Zombies gave me that opportunity to be a part of something special, to feel a part of something special, and to feel accepted by a niche that has forever and always loved and supported these videos. If you are somebody who is watching a Jonathan Clarke video tonight, found my YouTube channel for some unexplained or unknown reason, welcome in. It is my honor to be in your presence to talk about Descendants and Zombies and hype you up for the future and get you excited about it, because there is a future for Descendants and Zombies, and it's a future that I couldn't feel more honored to have had the chance to be a part of and experience with thousands of people who love this YouTube channel so much. Thank you so much for all your kind comments. Thank you so much for hitting the like button as often and as frequently as what you have. And thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video and probably find my way to Booster Juice and come back and see how many people have hit my like button and hopefully love this video. Because there's no greater feeling in the world than knowing that you've created a relatable video with the content included in it that resonates with so many wonderful hearts. Having the chance to talk about Descendants of Zombies has become the greatest honor of my life, and an honor that I will never ever forget, because I got to share in those moments with each and every one of you. Coming up on Monday night, we will celebrate the 8th anniversary of Zombies, which is something I'm incredibly excited to share and experience with you guys for what's going to feel like the first time ever. But we celebrate all these moments in history, every milestone that we've gotten to and witnessed as fans of Descendants of Zombies, and I'm so excited to share in that moment this Monday night. And of course, we have the Celebration of Zombies 2 being released on February 14th, 2020, when werewolves found their way into the franchise. So we will talk about that. I'll have a lot of funny stories to share with you and get into. We will get to all that coming up over the next couple of days. We have Valentine's Day. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. And to be honest with you guys, I don't want to spend Friday the 13th alone because I'm superstitious. I've been living in a haunted house for forever, and I don't want to spend Friday the 13th alone. So there's no better way to spend your Friday the 13th, because it only happens every so often, than with the fans of Descendants of Zombies. Because to be honest with you guys, if I was going to die with any niche in this world, in this universe or this galaxy, it would have to be the niche of Descendants of Zombies, because you guys have forever and always been supportive of me, and thank you so much from my heart to yours. That's all I have to say about that. If you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies who has loved Descendants of Zombies with all of their heart, just know there is nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, and we all look at the same moon by the end of every day, and because we look at the same moon, I think we can offer encouragement that there is a future for Descendants of Zombies, and one that we can all believe in and be incredibly supportive of. Thank you so much for having loved this video as much as what you have, and thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. It's been my honor to be the host of this show and relate to each and every one of you every single time the opportunity arises. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, but most of all, thank you so much for having watched this video. That will forever and always hold a very special place in your heart. Thank you so very much.